What's going on, kids? It's your boy Rob. This is the first installment of the Cheesesteak Report, you know what I mean? What's going down? Shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? The first installment, Cheesesteak Report, man. This show right here, online blog, whatever you guys want to call it, it's about Philly sports, you know what I mean? Just doing the first installment, see what's good. You know, everybody doing videos nowadays, and I'm a journalism student. So might as well, right? Might as well get with the program, right? Might as well, put a little bit of knowledge out there. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies, man. And this J-Roll situation, man. J-Roll. I'm gonna put it like this: when you get older and you don't produce like you used to do, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem. You can't go out there and have that swag without urgency. You know what I mean? Especially when you know the Phillies might have I think they're going to have a subpar season. I mean, they've been stinking in this spring training season already. I think they won about 2 games or 3 games this season. I haven't paid much attention because it is spring training. The games don't really count, but still, man, that puts a burden on you. You know what I mean? And I paid $100 for the full season, so I think I lost my money. Yeah. Another thing, Ryan Howard. Is Ryan Howard gonna have a big season? It all depends on Marlon Byrd. Can Marlon Byrd beat Jason Worth? Marlon Byrd hasn't been really bad this season. I think he's been more than okay. I think he's been pretty decent. What I want to see is Marlon Byrd protect Howard, because if that happens, Carlos Ruiz, he's gonna have Chooch might have a pretty good season as well. That's gonna take a lot of that weight off his shoulders, and we'll see how it goes. I mean. Another guy that needs to bat is Ben Revere and Corey Ashley. I mean, these two guys, we haven't had a true bat at the third base since forever. And Ruben Amaro took way too long to trade for Michael Young. He did that way late. I mean, he was way late. I've been saying about ever since the Texas Rangers they signed Beltre. I've been screaming all over Twitter, please trade for Michael Young. He's an odd man out. Signing Polly was a big mistake. The dude can't even hit past the infield. Great glove, no power. We needed a guy that can protect Howard. We got Marlon Byrd. Let's see how we do with him. Another thing, Joseph, that catcher that we got in the minors, I don't know, he pretty much disappeared. You know, he was like a big-time prospect and disappeared. Let's see how Biddle does. He's been okay. Nothing like surprising. We'll see. Today, Papelbon, a guy that got on 94 WIP, said that he needed excitement. He needed games on the line. So he had the game on the line today and blew a save in spring training. Pretty much the best pitcher in the bullpen. We can't have that. I think that was a horrible sign. Ruben Amaro needs to understand that you can find guys anywhere. Anywhere. You don't gotta get a guy like him and pay him $50 million. What a waste of money, man. Him and Ryan Howard. We could have Michael Franco playing right there and develop, instead of having Ryan Howard just, man, it's a headache. But let's talk about the Flyers. Horrible ending in the last game. Disallowed goal. It was a BS call by the refs. Philadelphia always in the bad end of a ref call. So I was hurting. Tomorrow we play Pittsburgh. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hate Sidney Crosby. I don't care. Criticize me. I don't give a damn. Malkin, he's a bitch. So What the Flyers need is be a little bit more, have some more urgency on the defensive side. I mean, we can play good for 2 periods, and then the Flyers will have one bad period where they just have a meltdown. And I've seen it way too many times this season. It needs to stop. Just concentrate, guys. Concentrate, man. Just go out there and give it your all for 3 periods. If we could do that for 3 periods, we can be a Stanley Cup team because we have the offensive firepower and one of the best players in the game, most underrated players in the game in Claude Giroux, which he was non-existent at the beginning of the season, but right now he's putting up numbers. He's literally putting points every single night, and he's becoming that Giroux of old. You know what I mean? And tomorrow, big stage against Pittsburgh, he needs to show up. Voracek needs to show up, and the defense need to play with some urgency. That way we don't expose the main man, the Great Wall of Mason. You know what I mean? So definitely looking forward to that. The Eagles. I'm kind of excited now. I wish we could pay attention a little bit more to the secondary. I think the secondary hasn't really been like good in forever. But now we got 2 safeties. We got Malcolm Jenkins, and we also have Chris Maragos. I don't know. He played for the world champion Seattle Seahawks. He's probably decent, you know, because that defense is pretty good. So we got 2 good signings. I said this, that the Eagles should have been aggressive and went for Bird. New Orleans beat us to the punch, and they gave us away. They give us away the leftovers, so we'll see how that goes. But a big signing that's gonna pair up with Shady, Darius Sproles. Sproles, the lightning bug, man. I mean, that guy is super fast, and not only that, he can line up and catch. You know what I mean? That's huge. That's a big boost for the Eagles offensively. And that's gonna help. That's more options for Foles, and I like that. I like that. And Foles needs more action, more options. The reason why, because he's not really a mobile quarterback. Last season he had a couple rushing yards, but the reason why, because linebackers don't really spy on him. So everybody's out there trying to play man to man, play double coverage on D-Jacks and etc., and they'll leave all the space. So every now and then he'll go for like a 10-yard and catch a first down. So I think with this signing, we make sure that the defense keeps their eye on our receivers, and we can actually have an actual spread Chip Kelly offense in the NFL, which we exciting to watch. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The Sixers. The Sixers, man. I gotta take off my glasses for this one. Man, we stink. I mean, the beginning of the season when we were 3-0 seemed like such a long forever ago. Right now we stink. I know everybody knows that. You know, you know it's really bad because when you're famous for stinking, like ESPN actually mentions the Sixers and they're anti-Philadelphia, and they actually mention the Sixers because we stink so bad at all these games that we lost in a row. Tonight they put up a fight. I don't know, man. It's just we traded. I think one of the biggest mistakes that Sam Hinkie has done was to trade Hawes. And I know I'm gonna get bash about this, but Hawes is a guy that you can bring off the bench just like Tony Roten. We could have. I know. People say he lacks defense, but when he doesn't have the duty to start a game, I think that's when he's at his best. When we can have a night shift, because let's face it, we have I think 5 draft picks in the second round and 1 first rounder for next year. We'll see what he has under his sleeve, but it's gonna be really interesting to watch. You know, Marcus Smart, Andrew Wiggins, Embiid, Julius Randle. I would love to see him on Sixers uniform. I know not all of them are going to make it, but with all these draft picks, you never really know. I'd rather have Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle, he reminds me of Amari Stoudemire. I know Stoudemire sucks right now. I know he ain't crap. But when Amari Stoudemire was young and he was in Phoenix, he was a stud. And he was unstoppable. And I think this kid can be kind of like that. We can pair him down low with Noel. And the thing about Noel, he has no offensive skills. And you put a guy like Randle who has some offensive skills next to him, with MCW distributing the ball and also scoring, and maybe drafting a guy like Marcus Smart who plays with a chip in his shoulder, has an attitude. That's a rough Sixers Philly team. You know what I mean? I like that. I really like that. You know, and we can get somebody on the wing to play and kind of score like Thaddeus Young, who's been balling lately. I mean, he literally, we need to keep this guy. If we can get that, I mean, think about it. MCW, Marcus Smart, Thaddeus Young, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel. That's a pretty good starting lineup that might make the 8th seed and kind of grow from there. So we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of McDermott. I'm not a big fan of Jabari Parker. They don't really play defense. You know what I mean? You got to play defense in the NBA. In the NBA, you're going to face guys that are really fast. Guys that got tremendous speed and athleticism. So you can't be out there just, you know, shooting the ball all day. And we'll see how it goes. But I'm not a big fan of Jabari. Jabari doesn't have that explosive speed either. He reminds me a lot of Turner. Turner was on top of his game when he was in college, and I thought he'd be a short shot in the NBA. Yeah, he's been balling lately, but he's been balling on a bad team. I mean, like, the Sixers literally depended on him. And if you shoot the ball about 28 times a game, you know, 25 times, I mean, you're gonna score. You know what I mean? But I don't think that Turner is really helping us out. I mean, helped us out. Yes, he had a couple clutch shots here and there, but you expect more of a number 2 first round draft pick. You know what I mean? That's just me. Yeah. Whatever. Philadelphia Union. The Union, man. That was a good game last week. You know, tie game against the Timber on the road, which shocked me. I didn't get to see the game. I was out partying, but I saw the stats and I was like, wow, you know, we might do a little bit of damage this year. Let's see how this Freddie Adu signing might help us. Tomorrow we're gonna play the New England Revolution. They're not a really tough team, so maybe we can win this game. It's the home opener. It's gonna be good. Tomorrow's gonna be a long Philly sports day. 1 o'clock hockey game against Pittsburgh, and then around 4 o'clock. The Union play New England, so it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Boxing. My man, El Boricua, you know what I'm saying? The man they called Swift, Danny Swift. That's a good, that should be a great fight. I think Herrera is a little bit better than people think he is. He's going to put up a fight. You know, these Mexican fighters always put up a fight. So it's going to be really interesting to watch. I got my money on Danny Swift. I think Danny Swift's power is just too much. What I want to see is Danny Swift take on Mayweather. I want to see that fight. That should be a big box fight. So I got my money on my man. Let's see how he does. And we'll go from there. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Click like, click favorite, subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to do my best to do this every week. It's my first video, so I know, please don't kill me. I'm doing this from Puerto Rico. Tú sabes, right here. You know, but thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. And I'll see y'all next week. One love. Bye.